Well, what a day. We're here sitting, 30 minutes after the big announcement. Yeah. You're playing Oprah again. You've done this before, but you're playing Oprah again. You get a raise, you get a raise, you get a raise. Will Wade, coach.
Yeah.
Heath Schroyer, Jim Gazzolo. You made Will Wade the highest paid coach in the history of McNeese. Mm-hmm. 5-year deal, tore up the old deal. If nothing else, you got another insurance policy with a buyout. Mm-hmm. This is a win-win for you, isn't it?
For sure. I think that, we mentioned this in the press conference, Jim, but, I wanted to be proactive. Yeah. Obviously, when I signed Coach Wade last year, I promised him that, once the program became relevant and we flipped it, I'd rip up the contract and give him a new one. And, that day came. And we are obviously, he's done such an unbelievable job. And
came in 11 months.
For sure. But think about the brand recognition that we now have. We are nationally relevant in men's basketball. We're selling out the arena. The financial impact that he's already had on this department is, it's almost 5 times the revenue of previous year.
No, it's an amazing thing. And everybody mentioned the press conference, and we're going to have the press conference for you in the show. It'll be wrapped up in the middle of the 2 shows, so you can see what was taking place. But the amount of, what they call it, footprints or imprints from social media,
impressions,
doubling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Just after the Michigan game.
Absolutely.
You get to an NCAA tournament, those numbers are going to go crazy.
Oh, no question. Look, we're investing in Coach. We're investing in this program, and the return on our investment is already. Look, I say this all the time. College athletics is a business.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are going to run it like a business.
Yeah.
And men's basketball has always been a revenue generator. But when you're generating now in this program 5 times or more the amount of the previous year, we made a decision, and I made a decision to reinvest that back into the program, to continue to build and continue to make more revenue.
Yeah, and it's, again, the bigger deal to me almost on the other end is the buyout goes up.
Yes.
$1.25 million, then really $1 million after next year.
Right. That was obviously, Coach and I talked, and then dealing with his agent over the course. Like Coach mentioned, this just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I've been working on this for quite a while, but we went from the buyout of being $1 million this year to 1.25, and for next year from $500,000 to $1 million. So that's, we're obviously doubled it into next year, and and Coach understood that, and but it's a win-win. I think this, the timing of this was obviously very strategic.
Yeah. That doesn't go unnoticed, because right about now is when they're going to be the Sharks are going to be circling it
for sure. And look, if Coach has an opportunity to go to a place where he can win a national championship, I completely understand, and I've been very open and transparent with him on that. But this, is a shot out there saying we're a real player. When you go through, the Sun Belt, the Conference USAs, the Americans, and look at salaries, like, we're a real player. We want to be a real player, and now he doesn't have to leave here to take the job, to lead to the job.
It's on the back end, the buyouts are kind of your fail-safe. Mm-hmm. And now he has a fail-safe of not saying, I have to go for just the next job.
Absolutely.
He could actually say, I'm here, I can find the right job.
Absolutely.
He benefits by this as much as you.
That's right. And we've had very, very open conversations about it. And obviously, he's a very loyal guy. I am as well. And, we have a great relationship. And I was just proud and honored to get this done. But I wanted to get this done at this time of the year because, like you said, this is when things start to happen.
Yeah.
And I wanted everyone in the country to know that McNeese now is a real player.
Yeah, it's no longer, as I said before, you're no longer at the kiddie table.
No question about it.
You're sitting at the big boy table. It's interesting to see because I never thought I would envision the day where this would happen here. So for me, it's interesting to see because I've always believed it could happen. I've told you that millions of times.
You did.
This is a sleeping giant if done properly.
Absolutely, and I've said the same thing. I've thought the same, and now we're starting, my friend, to see this vision come into fruition.
We're going to show you some highlights of the Wade press conference from Tuesday after this on Polk Nation.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Vice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
Serving the community of Southwest Louisiana since 1954 and a loyal supporter of McNeese State University for over 30 years, Southwest Beverage has provided scholarships to students, supported athletic programs, and sponsored the Banner Series since its inception. We pride ourselves on being the premier beverage supplier in Southwest Louisiana, offering an extensive portfolio of beer, spirits, and non-alcoholic beverages. We're Southwest Beverage, and we want to say thank you for your support.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
If you're frustrated with your bank and feel like this when you leave, make the move to Lakeside Bank. Voted best bank in the People's Choice of Southwest Louisiana. At Lakeside, the sun is shining, we have the best personal banking, and our customers are always smiling. Find your way to a brighter financial future. Bank happy. Bank Lakeside.
Hello, everybody. What a great day! It's an honor to announce this new contract today for Coach Wade. A year ago, a little over a year ago, when Coach and I were sitting down and to solidify him as our new basketball coach, I made him a promise. I said to him, once this program gets flipped and we become relevant in men's basketball, I promise you I will rip up your contract and I will give you a new contract. Well, today's that day. I think it's really easy to see that we've become more than just relevant. What Coach and his program has done for this university, for obviously our athletic department, and for this community is nothing short than transformational. You can see it everywhere you go, in every way you want to measure it. It is changing this university and changing this community. Under Coach Wade's leadership, this program has become nationally relevant. No question about it. But I also truly believe, and you can see that the McNeese brand is now stronger and more recognizable, not only regionally, but nationally. And you just simply cannot put a price on what Coach Wade and this staff and this program has meant to this community and this university. So some people will say, and they've asked me, well, why now? Why now? Why do it before the end of the season? And I've always believed, as a leader, you have two options. You can either be reactive or you can be proactive. And I've always tried to be proactive. And I wanted Coach, I wanted his staff, I wanted his family, I wanted his players to not only know how thankful we are for what they're doing and what they're going to do, but just as important, to make a statement of how committed this program is, this department is, and this university is to continue to build on the success that we're starting to have. I've always said that this program, this university, this athletic department can accomplish things that it's never accomplished before. We can do things that's never been done before. And I think right now with Coach Wade leading this basketball program, you're starting to see that vision
come to fruition. I couldn't be happier today. I couldn't be more excited about where we are and about where we're headed, and I'm really, really excited to lock Coach up and get this done today. So without further ado, Coach Wade.
I just really want to show my appreciation for everybody in this room, particularly everybody at this table, Dr. Burkell, Dr. Roos, and Heath. Listen, for better or worse, I get the credit or I get the blame, but it takes a lot of people to make this program work. All right, it's not me. All right, we've got a phenomenal staff, and almost all my staff's here. Like, it doesn't work without them. We've got tremendous players. The players make it happen. I mean, I can only do so much. You don't want me shooting, I promise you. And more than that, we've got phenomenal alignment and commitment from our administration. And when you have that, you can have special season, and you can make things really, really move quickly. And without all of that, none of this is possible. I'm just the conduit to kind of put it all together and try to make it work. I want to thank everybody in Southwest Louisiana. You've welcomed our family to this community. My wife and daughter are here. Absolutely love it. My wife loves her school, Gray, I said my daughter loves her school, and my wife loves her school. But just everybody's been so welcoming to us, and we're proud that we're able to hopefully give a little bit of joy back to everybody through our basketball program and through how our guys play and through how we interact in the community. So, when Heath and I met the first time, we did it all on a handshake. We got up from the table and we shook hands and said, "All right, this is what we're going to do." And that's how I like to roll. And Heath and the administration have lived up to everything they said, and hopefully we've lived up to what we said that we would do. And I really believe we're just getting started. We've got to finish off this year, but I say this a lot, and I say this to our guys, but the best is yet to come. We've kind of sprung it forward a little bit this year, but there's no limits on how good we can be. There's no limits on how good our program can be. There's no limits on where we can go from here. The only limits are the limits we put on ourselves. And we're not putting any limits on ourselves here. We're not putting any limits on ourselves at McNeese. And I think we can continue to lift this university, lift this area up, through our basketball program. And one of the things that we talk about, the impact a program can have on a community and an area, one of the things I was shocked about this. But the day after we beat Michigan, and so a lot of you guys here were at the Michigan game, we had 6,000 unique views on our website that we'd never had before. We had 600 of the 6,000 clicked on admissions and application. If we can just convert a few of those, that helps change our university, that helps change enrollment, that helps change everything, all through one basketball game. We're not even talking about winning a conference championship, that's the impact that our program can have on the greater community, the greater good of the university, and we're proud of that, and I'm very, very proud and humbled to be the coach here. I appreciate everybody in this room's support. We couldn't do it without everybody in here. It takes an army of people to do it. My wife and daughter for putting up with me at home, and everybody in here who generously supports our program, our players, staff, just everybody. It makes a huge, huge difference, and I just want everybody to know we're with you. We're fighting for you every day, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. We got a huge game on Saturday, so hopefully everybody will be back in the Cleckley room Saturday before the game and be ready to rock and roll. But I'm excited to continue the journey. My family's excited to continue the journey, and we look forward to what's coming. The best is yet to come. Go Pokes!
At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
If you're frustrated with your bank and feel like this when you leave, make the move to Lakeside Bank. Voted best bank in the People's Choice of Southwest Louisiana. At Lakeside, the sun is shining, we have the best personal banking, and our customers are always smiling. Find your way to a brighter financial future. Bank happy. Bank Lakeside.
Ever since I was young, I've known what I wanted to do. Sure, I had some guidance along the way. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But eventually, I had all I wanted. Family, career. It went by fast. Now I'm here. Retirement. And thanks to sound financial planning, it will be all I hoped for. And our children will have a secure legacy. For me, retirement is the next great chapter in my life.
Ferdinandson Financial Group. Let us help you make a plan.
Serving the community of Southwest Louisiana since 1954 and a loyal supporter of McNeese State University for over 30 years, Southwest Beverage has provided scholarships to students, supported athletic programs, and sponsored the Banner Series since its inception. We pride ourselves on being the premier beverage supplier in Southwest Louisiana, offering an extensive portfolio of beer, spirits, and non-alcoholic beverages. We're Southwest Beverage, and we want to say thank you for your support.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us.
I'll address the elephant in the room, Representative. This deal is completely funded by year-over-year incremental changes in revenue last year versus this year. It's 100% funded by an incremental increase in revenue last year versus this year. All of you also know you've been very active with me as we've been through a very difficult time in higher education, as we've seen population trends decline, as we've seen our student enrollment decline. Dr. Burkell's inspirational leadership has caused us to really right-size our university to where we feel that we're at a position that we're healthier today than we were 3 years ago because of the downsizing and hard decisions that we've had to make. But make no mistake about it, we realize you can't cut yourself to success. You can only cut so much. We've stabilized our finances to where now we're trying to focus on growth opportunities, not only on addressing some adequate enrollment management processes, but this is an intentional effort to increase our brand. A couple of things that Coach said earlier, not only do we have 600 meaningful, what I call meaningful clips when they're clicking on degree programs or about the university, we also had 80 million impressions on social media throughout our platforms the day after the Michigan game, which is double any other 4-week period in the history that we had data on. So anyone that's arguing that it's not impactful and what our ultimate mission is to educate our kids are simply not looking at the data. The data is overwhelming. This has a positive effect on developing interest, but we have to have the right processes in place to make sure we capture that. Coach Wade can't get them enrolled and get them educated, but he can get us some interest and driving our student engagements to make sure that we have a healthier financial model moving forward.
Daryl, you made mention of the investment financially into athletics, and you talked about your history. Coaches' salaries have been under scrutiny, especially on the football side for the last 5 or 10 years, the escalation of such. Can you get a little bit more specific in regards to a school of this size investing this type of money into a successful basketball program and the dividends it will pay? It really is just part of the time, is it not?
Yeah, it's all about return on investment, right? I mean, what we have seen is our return has been significant in terms of financial return. And you also see return in terms of brand and also enrollment, student engagement, student interest. So those kind of investments can't go unnoticed. I mean, you have to make those if you want to stay competitive and if you want to stay relevant. Now, there's a point when you can't go beyond any level. There's certain levels you can't get to. I mean, we're never going to be able to pay a $3 million salary probably to a basketball coach, not unless we become Gonzaga, you know. But I mean, that's one of the things I told Heath. I mean, when he first became basketball coach, I said, you know, at some point in time, Gonzaga wasn't the Gonzaga you see today. They became that. And I think something like that can happen at McNeese. Why not McNeese? Why not here? That we see that kind of elevation take place in our basketball program, that we become a household name in Division I basketball. And so this is the kind of building blocks that it takes. It's in its infancy, it's in the beginning, but you can see a future where it can become that. So, you know, Rick, I think the investment's important, but I mean, there comes a point in time where the return on investment isn't there for a school like us because of and it all comes down to television contracts. We just don't have those.
Question, I guess, for Heath and for Coach. The timing of this, the level of investment, do you think this will keep the Wolves at bay in regards to offers that Coach, that you might and will get? Do you think this will kind of bridge the gap, so to speak?
Well, I think the timing is intentional. I think we talked about it. I mean, this stuff doesn't just come together in a week. I mean, you know, this has been ongoing for a while. But you know, I think that this sends a clear message that, I mean, look, there's been schools that have reached out and see if we'd have interest, and we've told them no. And I've told Heath every time somebody calls, I say, hey, here's what it is, and I've said no. And you know, I knew what we were working on here. I know what we're building here. And I think the timing is intentional in the fact that I do want to, we've got a very challenging stretch coming up here, and this is the most important part of the basketball season. I want to do everything we can to limit distractions and limit noise, you know, around the program. And you know, we're going to be here. We plan on being here. This is where we want to be. And you know, I think this sends a pretty clear message about our commitment to McNeese and the university, and McNeese's commitment to us.
I'd like to first make the comment that I've worked with all four of these gentlemen at the table, and it has been incredible the amount that they care about our students. And I'm going to pivot to our students and say, Coach Wade, what do you want to say to the students, to your fans? We are so close to.
You need to introduce yourself, Sam, first. This is our student body president. Everybody give him a hand. Pride of Ville Platte.
The student section's almost full. More and more students are pouring in by the week. What do you want to say to our students? We're so invested in you, and we're really enthralled by the progress y'all have made. Just what do you want to say to our fan base?
It's a great question, Yub. We had the highest ever student attendance. We had 711 students attend our Northwestern State game last Monday night. And so, when they talk about student engagement, but we've tried to reach out to all the student groups that we can. We've been on campus. At the end of the day, you know, our kids are student athletes. They're a student too. Like, they're playing for their fellow classmates. They're playing for everybody here at McNeese and everybody in the area. And so, you know, we talked about it when you came to my office the first time. Like, we want people to think of McNeese differently. Not some of the monikers you were explaining to me when we were in there, but you know, we want people to think of McNeese differently and see McNeese differently and see it through a different lens. And I think our program and our players are a different lens that they can see it through. But we're very appreciative of the students. We want to keep growing the student support. We had the student practice in the rec center and had great turnout there. And so, you know, it's important that we engage with them. I try to go over there after most games and hang out with the students. But it's you know, it's their program. I mean, it's their school, it's their program. We're all a part of the same thing. We all want the same thing, which is for McNeese to thrive and McNeese to be unbelievably successful. And so we're very pleased with our progress so far. I think we can keep it moving forward and keep getting the students involved and keep getting everybody out to the games. But he does a great job. I send him one text and he'll have 200 people at the game. So I'll leave out the text you send me after the games. He gets a little fired up.
Whether it's an injury case, a property case, or a business dispute, our lawyers are at the top of their game. Ask anyone who knows us. At Veron Bice, we don't enter popularity contests. The only ratings we care about are the verdicts we've obtained for our clients. Ask anyone who knows us.
We're back. Interesting times at McNeese State. I want to point out softball starts Friday night.
Yep.
Biggest basketball game in the history of this arena is Saturday, is it not?
Absolutely, 100%. First of all, let's talk about softball. I mean, they're picked to win the league again for the 4th year in a row.
Yeah.
Coach Landreneau just keeps churning it out.
This team has the potential to be better than last year.
I think so too. I think he's done a great job.
Except for Whitney Tate, it replaces everybody.
That's right. I know it. And you're right about this basketball game on Saturday because Corpus Christi has went to the NCAA tournament and has owned this league for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They're coming in here, and it's an opportunity for us to really take a stranglehold on first place. And obviously there's a lot of basketball afterwards, but it's a huge game. I mean,
big game.
It's a really, really big game, and we need this thing sold out. And our goal is to sell it out, before the game. So hopefully by Thursday or Friday it's sold out.
Yeah, no, and I've heard a lot of people already talking about it. You had a decent crowd Monday night, but this is the team that was a great game at Corpus.
It was unbelievable. It was a great game. It really was.
So that's an interesting thing. Softball obviously is a big deal. Baseball's a week away. Football signing day.
How about that? Yeah.
All your major sports in 1 week.
Yeah, it's a big week. It's a big week.
Make me busy.
And I think that I think we're going to sign a good class, a good mid-year class for football. We need to. But I'm excited about, I think that Aaron Ingram, who we hired as a chief of staff recruiting coordinator, who now dually reports to football and to me. I'm really, really excited about what he's brought to this staff, and we're just so much more intentional, organized, efficient from the recruiting standpoint, and hopefully it will pay dividends on the field.
And gives the coaches more time to develop. Players.
For sure.
That's a big thing on this level. And it's another part of being at the grown-up table. You're doing what other schools, bigger schools, are doing.
That's right.
And that's what you have to do that. All right, you got Gatsby. It's sold out.
Gatsby is sold out.
I want to say
for the 3rd year in a row.
That's amazing.
It's for the 3rd year in a row. It's unbelievable. And here's the crazy thing. We started table sales January 1, so within 5 weeks, 100 tables are sold.
I want to say, you're kind of off your game today. You must be excited about this. I'm wearing a button-down shirt, and you haven't mentioned it.
Well,
you've never seen me in a button-down shirt.
It's a really good point, and I did miss it. I did notice it at the press conference, but I did miss it. But you look great, man. I did see you pull the jacket out of the closet, so I just kind of assumed, well, here we go again. So I was surprised we didn't have a shirt in there as well.
No,
it's okay.
The jacket was brought up after the press conference.
Right.
It was in there. It was not, and it's going into the shop for work today. So, but with this time. McNeese, what you're bringing in softball for the talent you're bringing into play, you guys, the brand is out the window, isn't it, from where it was?
I think
Could you have imagined this 3 years ago?
This was the goal. I think that we've come a long way in 3 years, but I really believe that we're just on the cusp of something great. I think that we can be something here at McNeese that's never been before. I'm really excited about where we're at, but I'm even more excited about where we're headed.
You get a raise. You get to give everybody man's just throwing money around.
Yeah.
Don't forget to watch.
Well, I will tell you this. McNeese Athletic Foundation is the difference maker of this department.
Don't forget to watch Popecast on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. coming from Mr. Bill's right across campus. We'll see you next week when everybody else gets a raise.